It really is. It's not my morning. It's not my day. So I just had the false start.
For the people on the podcast, I feel like it's been a minute since I've talked to you. But for the people on the podcast, I had what I like to call a false start, where I hit record before, or not record, go live before the intro plays. So it's just my big dumb face looking at the computer like, what's going on? And then it finally triggered.
But when I say it's not my morning, I take an allergy pill every morning just so you guys don't hear me sniffling as much during the program, right? And it was just one of those things where whoever took the last one, probably me, didn't secure the lid properly. So my morning started with me turning on the espresso machine, and as that's heating up, I reach over directly to my left to pick up the allergy pills. And I pick it up by the top, and it wasn't secured. The whole thing gets knocked over, and it's like 1,000 pills all over the place. That's how my day started. And I went, okay, great. And then for whatever reason, couldn't get the volume to work on my television. I was like, what the heck is going on here? And then I realized my daughter had turned off the sound bar. And I'm like, oh, the sound bar. So that's what happened. It didn't take me long to figure it out, but it was just one more thing I had to do. And I didn't have that remote in my hand. And for whatever reason, I think my 2-year-old son, he reprogrammed the remote. So it all isn't all on remote anymore. These are the struggles of my life, people. Anyway, welcome into the program. My name is Mark Farzetta. You know what wasn't a struggle? Well, I guess it was a little bit of a struggle because it was a one-run win. The Philadelphia Phillies beating the Dodgers yesterday in South Philadelphia. Oh, my goodness. Christopher Sanchez pitched himself one hell of a game for 6 innings, 2 runs against this Dodgers team. Matt Strahm coming on in relief to handle Shohei Ohtani. I'll show you something, says Matt Strahm. Took care of business right there. And Kyle Schwarber leading things off with a home run, his 18th home run of the season. Schwab, baby. I know that the Dodgers aren't exactly a complete squad right now. I know they got. I know we've talked about Mookie Betts being out, the Max Muncy, Clayton Kershaw. Remember him? Like these guys being out, just to name a few. So they don't have the full roster, obviously, that the Phillies do. And the Phillies went into last night without Bryce Harper. So that's just one thing to keep in the back of the mind. But when you play the Dodgers and you play Shohei Ohtani, and you're facing, you're a 59-win team at the time, last night, and now a 60-win team, and you're facing a 55-win team in the LA Dodgers, that's a big game. And I saw people in our chat last night on the postcast saying it. I certainly felt it as well. Holy Lord. It was a playoff atmosphere. The last 2 games have very much been a playoff atmosphere. It comes through the TV. There's a certain buzz. I don't know what it is, but there's a certain buzz that comes through the TV. I think it's really just the intensity of the crowd. You can feel it coming through the television when you're down there. And I've been down there for plenty of big games, plenty of big regular season games. And you just feel that intensity, even without the crowd going bonkers in a particular situation. You just feel the vibe of a playoff atmosphere. And last night certainly felt like a playoff vibe. And then I hear after the game, Rob Thompson addressing the media, and we'll hear from him talking about Christopher Sanchez and also talking about this vibe that I'm talking about now. Man, it just felt like the playoffs. And it's not even the All-Star break yet. We got 4 more games, including today's 6:05 start time, before even the All-Star break. Oh my goodness. I'm loving it. Absolutely loving it. And I needed a series like this where you did what you're supposed to do against the banged up Dodgers team. You just have Kyle Schwarber coming back. Bryce Harper missed yesterday's game with the hand bruise. We'll see what's going on today. But you needed a series like this where you at least got the win against the Dodgers, and you have won this series against the Dodgers, and now you give me a sweep against the Dodgers? Oh, I'll be riding a high. I'll be riding a high going in that All-Star break, and I know we all will be. I continue to just be amazed by this team. It's such a fun season. So we'll talk about the Phillies, obviously, today. As I mentioned, we'll let you hear from Rob Thompson. Also, a couple of things about last night's game. The 5th inning was crazy. Absolutely good. Yeah, 2 nights ago, it was the 4th inning that was nuts, grand slam and all that stuff. Last night, it was the 5th inning, and it was dinks and dunks and misplays. That's what was the difference in the game last night. Dinks, dunks, misplays, if you will. Christopher Sanchez certainly pitching as well as he did helped. Matt Strahm coming on a relief, pitching as well as he did helped. And Jeff Hoffman slamming the door so that Shohei Ohtani didn't get an opportunity to bat in the ninth inning. That was pretty nice as well. So we'll get into that. We'll also get into a couple of the Sixers notes. One, it was so trippy. It was so trippy for me. I just watched the highlights. I didn't see the whole game. The Team USA taking on Canada, right, for the Olympics. They did it in Vegas, a little ramp-up game type of thing, a little exhibition, right? First off, the lead story is that Joel Embiid fouled out in the third quarter. And he was like, I don't know how am I going to get used to these rules? I'm just trying to be physical. And then the other thing that was trippy was Drew Holiday passing to Joel Embiid. That was trippy, man. That was trippy. The man who started the process, Drew Holiday, who got traded to start the process, passing to the process. Oh, man, it took me a second to wrap my head around that one. And especially because last season, going into it, I really wanted Drew Holiday on the Sixers in what I like to call reversing the process. The only person that could make the process worth anything is the man that started it, Drew Holiday. Bring him back and all will be right with the basketball gods. It didn't happen. He went to the Boston Celtics, and then, what did they do? Oh, he won a second championship. This is fun. All right, so that was a little trippy watching that last night. Sixers played their summer league game, another summer league game, their third in as many days. Ricky Council, the fourth, another big game for him, but the Sixers lost their summer league game. Wah, wah. We'll get into that as the show goes on today. Also, if you didn't subscribe to the Farzy Show, make sure you subscribe to the Farzy Show. Make sure you subscribe to Jacob Media, and make sure you subscribe to the all-new Locked On Sports Philadelphia. That's Locked On Sports Philadelphia on the YouTube channel. I had so much fun doing the crossover show with my man Pete Fox out there from Locked On Sports Los Angeles. He does the Dodgers postcasts. He and I did a crossover postcast last night, so I got to hear some of the LA perspective. I told you guys that I was going to ask him about what LA is going to be looking for come the trade deadline, because obviously one of the things they really want to do is, if they can't get anybody now, they want to go out there and make sure they're at least hanging around in September when Mookie Betts is back in at 100% and all that, and they get some other players back. But what they're going to be going after at the trade deadline does not seem to be the same number one priority at the trade deadline as the Philadelphia Phillies. It seems like the LA Dodgers are going to be going after starting pitching, whereas the Phillies' number one priority will be a back end of the bullpen guy. And then after that, a bat. I did see the report yesterday from Ken Rosenthal saying that he does not expect the Phillies to be going after Luis Robert Jr. of the White Sox anymore. I think somebody that's going to be more the Phillies' speed, and I credit Bob Nightingale again for putting the story out there, Brent Rooker, who's an all-star. He can hit with pop, certainly. I think that's going to be more the Phillies' speed in terms of a guy that they're going to go out there and really pursue. Because I don't think that's going to cost you one of your top prospects. I think you'll get away with some of the middle-of-the-road prospects. Like Crawford, for instance, Miller, for instance. I don't think they're going to be going in a Brent Rooker trade. We'll see how everybody else drives up the price, but as of right now, that's kind of the vibe I'm getting. Luis Robert Jr. would be costing those players. So I don't think Dave Dombrowski is going to be looking at that. And one of the things that's also interesting about it is you really do have to think about the money. And I know it's stupid money, and Middleton is willing to spend, and that ownership group is willing to spend. I get it. But this is a lot of money that's going to be tied up with the Phillies, with two very long-term contracts in Trey Turner and Bryce Harper, and then long-term contracts with Aaron Nola and Zach Wheeler. And then you just re-up Sanchez. He's only going to be doing a little bit more money at the end of that, obviously. Ranger Suarez is going to be the next man up. Alec Boehm, Bryson Stott, if he does figure it out, which maybe now is the time he's starting to figure it out. There's a lot of money that's going to be tied up in the not-too-distant future. You're going to need control over some of your younger prospects coming up to the big leagues at a great discounted rate. So it would behoove the Phillies to make sure that to have sustained success. that they hold on to some of the younger prospects that they have. And the Phillies are pretty awesome right now. Like, this isn't a time in the past where you're like, oh, you gotta get Hunter Pence. You know what I mean? It's not like that. The Phillies then were still one of the best teams in baseball. Right now, they are the best team in baseball, and they've been the best team in baseball for the vast majority of this season. So you need, I think, more along the lines of glue guys, role players, than you do game changers. And if you are going to go game changer, I think that's where they're looking more at the bullpen than they are somebody being their everyday lineup, because this everyday lineup is pretty stacked. So I think the thing that they're going to be looking at the most that they can also afford is a back end of the bullpen type guy. So that's not on the same page as the LA Dodgers. The LA Dodgers have bigger problems to solve. And last night's game, or after last night's game, getting to talk to Pete Fox out there of Los Angeles. He was in LA. I'm here in Philadelphia area, obviously. And going back and forth, comparing notes was a lot of fun. And it was a good time to do that show. But as far as the game went last night, before we hear from Rob Thompson, this was, as I said, from the get-go, a playoff atmosphere. And one of the things that really set the bar for that was the Phillies being able to get a little bit of a jam there after giving off a leadoff single to Shohei Ohtani. Christopher Sanchez was well in control of his stuff, especially using his changeup effectively. But Shohei Ohtani jumped on a first pitch fastball, I believe it was, to start off his first pitch sinker to start off the game, was able to get a single to right field. Then all was right with the world, because after that, Christopher Sanchez strikes out Hernandez on a 4-pitch at bat, gets Freddie Freeman to line out on a soft liner on one pitch to Trey Turner there at short. And then Pages, the center fielder, he struck out on a 3-2 sinker. 12-pitch first inning for Christopher Sanchez. We were off and running. Kyle Schwarber then steps to the plate in the bottom of the first inning against a much better pitcher, Gavin Stone, than the Phillies faced the previous night, and Bobby Miller, who's been sent back down to the minors, by the way, after a 9-run, 10-hit performance against their Phillies. Kyle Schwarber stepped up there against Gavin Stone and said, oh, this guy's better. Home run. The 445-foot home run to right field, second deck, you know what I mean? That's awesome. That's power, baby. That's raw power. You know what else is raw power? An 88-mile-per-hour changeup outside, not even like on the corner, away. All right, changeup away. And Kyle Schwarber, like a mafia don, swings a bat like he's going at a kneecap on the outside half of the plate, on the outside corner, well outside, and belts that ball 383 feet. That opposite field home run on a changeup is pretty impressive. And it shows the true Schwarberian that Kyle Schwarber is. 1-0 Phillies. Tell you all that to tell you this. 1-0 Phillies. Nothing going on after that in that inning, unfortunately, for the Phillies. Bryson Stott tried to lay down a bunt. Okay. Also, let me stop right there. Bryson Stott was your cleanup hitter last night. Let me say that again. Bryson Stott was your cleanup hitter last night? Okay. The cleanup spot for the Phillies seems to be like where Rob Thompson puts guys where he really wants to get them going. Brandon Marsh, Nick Castellanos, now Bryson Stott. I really want to get you going. All right. You go on through the game. Second inning, Whit Merrifield steps up to the plate, gets a swinging bunt RBI single. Like, there weren't a lot of hard balls hitting this game. Kyle Schwarber's opposite field home run was a hard hit baseball. Then you go up there with Castellanos. He strikes out to lead off the second inning. Marsh gets a double off the wall. Vargas lost it. A couple of misplays there in the outfield by the Dodgers. I thought it was really interesting. One was by Vargas, and then the other one was later in the game by Pages. So anyway, then Sosa comes up there, gets a single to center field. He got first and third with one out. Merrifield gets the swinging bunt. It becomes a 2-0 game. Dodgers come back a little bit with a run in the fourth inning. Hernandez led things off with a single. Freeman came up there, got the ground out, unable to turn two on that one. Pages stepped up there, got the single. Rojas then got a RBI ground out to make it a 2-1 ball game. Again, two double play balls in the inning, couldn't yield a double play. with Rojas getting the ground out there, and then Vargas grounded into the 5-4 fielder's choice to end that inning. Nothing doing for the Phils at the bottom of that inning, unfortunately. Bryson Stott did get a hit. Nick Castellanos got a hit. He had back-to-back singles to lead things off, and then nothing doing after that. Great play by Hernandez to turn a double play to get out of that jam. Fifth inning, Ohtani gets an RBI single with a runner on first and third and one out. Made it a 2-2 game, and then Sanchez was able to get out of it after that, getting a double play ball. And then in the fifth inning is when all hell broke loose. This was wild. Whit Merrifield got an RBI ground out in the game already, and then he gets a triple. He hits a fly ball to center field where Pages is lurking. And he looks up and he's just like, I don't know where it is. Now, here's the thing. Merrifield, I went back and watched. He's watching the play. He's running hard, not like trucking, but he sees what's going on in center field. He's like, oh, he doesn't have it. So if you're Pages in that situation, do you throw your hands up like, I don't see it? Because you're telling the runner, go for as many bags as you can grab. So Merrifield in this situation just keeps on trucking at that point, and he ends up on third base for a leadoff triple. Should have just been a fly ball, leadoff fly ball out to center field. It was not. Now the Phillies have a runner in scoring position. This is where things again get crazy. Stubbs hits a bit of a chopper to Freddie Freeman at first base. If Merrifield is going on contact, he scores on that play. Phillies decide. Dusty Walton decides. What Merrifield probably decides. They all decide, let's be a little conservative here. If you don't score on this play with Stubbs, you could score shortly thereafter when you have the top of the order coming up like Kyle Schwarber. So Stubbs hits the chopper, first out of the inning. Freddie Freeman fields it, steps on first, one out. Stubbs turns around like, he didn't score on that? I wanted the RBI. Doesn't happen. Kyle Schwarber steps up to the plate. He works a 3-2 count, grounds out to second on an incredible play by Taylor, second baseman, who lunges to his right to get that baseball. Merrifield stays on third base. Your last hope. 2 outs in the inning. If you're going to have one guy come to the plate in this situation right now for the Phillies, that one guy is Trey Turner. Trey Turner came up to the plate, and he smacked the ball up the middle. Smacked. He caressed the ball up the middle. Miguel Rojas makes a play to his left, gets it on the tip of his mitt, and it just slides right out of there. Can't make the play. Even if he fielded it cleanly, he's probably still, that ball was so in the hole that he's probably still not getting Trey Turner at first base. So anyway, Trey Turner gets credited with an infield single and a run scores. An infield RBI single. They break the tie from 2-2, goes 3-2 in favor of the Phils. Then Bryson Stott steps up to the plate. Alec Boehm gets a double. Turner goes to third on that. Stott steps up to the plate, and he gets the second infield RBI single of the inning. It's a 4-2 game. One of the things that I really loved about that at-bat from Bryson Stott, and they even mentioned this during the broadcast, and I hadn't heard this from Rob Thompson yet, but I heard Carl Ravitch, I think it was, say it. I've always loved Carl Ravitch, side note. And Carl Ravitch last night said, anyway, it's a 4-3 Dodgers win. Thanks for watching. I was like, sorry, what was that? Anyway, so stay in that fifth inning there. Bryson Stott steps up to the plate, and they said it during the game that Bryson Stott, they've asked him to be more aggressive. Be more aggressive, Bryson Stott. Okay. So I've noticed, and I highlighted it the other day after the final game against the Braves, where Bryson Stott went out there and swung at the first pitch as a leadoff hitter. I thought, that's interesting. You don't see that too much from Bryson Stott. But anyway, this at-bat was interesting to me because it was an 8-pitch at-bat that started out with him going down 0-2. 2 pitches, 2 strikes, down 0-2. He then works an 8-pitch at-bat. And the 8th pitch of that at-bat, he's able to get, I think it was the second. Yeah. Puts it up the middle again, this time on the second base side of the bag, and gets the infield RBI single out of it to make it a 4-2 game. Battled in that at-bat and made sure the Phillies got another run home. So good credit to Bryson Stott for that. As the game went on, they get another RBI single. The Dodgers do. This one from Rojas, make it a 4-3 game. Shohei Ohtani, I mentioned, he tied things up at 2 in that 5th inning at the top of the 5th inning. But the Phillies were able to roll after that in the fifth inning and get those runs across the plate. Alvarado gave up a run because that's what he does now, unfortunately, in the eighth inning. And then Jeff Hoffman just said, okay, that's enough of that, and slammed the door in the ninth inning. Picked up the save. The all-star Jeff Hoffman picked up the save. It was just a lot of fun to watch this game. It was a game of inches is a phrase that is oftentimes reserved for football. It certainly applied last night, especially in that fifth inning. You had the misplay by Pies and the Whit Merrifield triple, and then a couple of infield RBI singles. Just like you have grand slams, 3 home runs the night before. And last night, it's a couple of infield singles. Gets the job done for the Phillies. Funny how it works. Here's Rob Thompson on the way things went down yesterday, starting off by talking about Christopher Sanchez and then overall the atmosphere in the clubhouse and at Citizens Bank Park.
You know, and I kind of expected it because he did have some sickness in that Chicago series, and he's coming off the complete game. But I thought he was fantastic, throwing strikes, first pitch strikes. Changeup was really, really good. He calmed the game down when it got hot. He did a really good job. It's huge. They love playing here. You know, and the atmosphere is tremendous. This was like a playoff game tonight. You know, the atmosphere is really good. It's 2 good teams. Both teams played very well. The defense on both sides of the ball from both teams was extremely good. It was just an exciting game.
Sure as heck was exciting and feeling that playoff atmosphere. The Christopher Sanchez start that he was referencing, I even said, and I remember telling my brother-in-law who was betting the game that Christopher Sanchez started where he got rocked. I'm not feeling too good about him. I want to see how he bounces back from a complete game shutout. That sometimes I can be a little shaky. Oh, it was a little shaky. And then last night, just, all right, everything's cool. Calm the storm. And that's what he was able to do. One more thing I want to get to from last night's game. I know I mentioned it, but I just want to get into it a little bit more. If I can find, I have my notes on it, but I didn't write down how exactly he attacked him. But it was one of the, you talk about a playoff atmosphere, you talk about edge of your seat type stuff. So the seventh inning, Orion Kerkering, who did struggle last night, unfortunately, gave up the leadoff double to Taylor in that seventh inning. Then he struck out Outman. Then Barnes got a single, so he had first and third with 1 out. They go. Now Shohei Ohtani's coming up. It's a 2-run ball game at this point. Ohtani steps to the plate, 4-2. Let me see. Yeah, there we go. Strom throws him a sinker. He takes it on the inner half of the plate. Strom throws him a slider away. He chases it. Then he burns a fastball low and away. Ohtani takes it, so it's a 1-2 count. And then he throws him another slider. I guess Ohtani was looking to jump on a fastball again. But he threw him 2 sliders, got 2 swings and misses on both those sliders. The last slider, the fourth pitch, it was a 4-pitch strikeout on Shohei Ohtani from Matt Strom. He didn't bury it in the dirt. I think it did bounce, and Stubbs was able to make the stop, but that was electric. There was no bigger time in the game last night that felt like a playoff atmosphere than that at bat with Matt Strom facing Shohei Ohtani with a runner on first and third with 1 out. And he gets Ohtani to chase the slider in the dirt. Then after that, Hernandez steps up to the plate, Teoscar Hernandez, and gets him to fly out. One thing that is involved in this game, because Hernandez was mic'd up during the game, and he announced that he was going to be in the home run derby and all that. And Strom got him to fly out on a one pitch fastball, and that was it. And he retired the side. The in-game interview has become another focus for some people, and I know it always happens on ESPN. If you're telling me it's an all-star game, I love it. But if it's a regular season game, it's weird. It's one of those things that, I love the content, but it's stupid that they're doing this. And I know it just came up, and who was it? Just dropped a fly ball. I'm trying to think. It wasn't even his ball. It was the third baseman's ball. It was a shortstop that it dropped between the shortstop and the third baseman. It was the third baseman's ball, and I forget who it was that was mic'd up, and he let the ball drop. They let the ball drop. So again, the in-game interview has become under scrutiny. There was talk about it last year. I think Kyle Schwarber was mic'd up in the first half of the season, or maybe it was Brandon Marsh, and they let a ball drop. No, it was between Schwarber and Marsh. I think it was in Houston, and a ball dropped. I don't think anyone was getting to it anyway, but the interview doesn't make it look good. I love when they would do it during All-Star games only, because what does it matter? We're here to have fun and watch and enjoy the game of baseball. But during a regular season game, it's like, hey, I'm working right now. Why are you talking to me? Or it's like, hey, you should be working right now. Why are you talking to me? And I don't think there's really any difference between you're in a meeting at your work and just somebody gets on the phone. And just starts talking. Like, if you're in the infield, you could be like, what'd you say? Oh, it wasn't to me. You're talking to somebody else? Oh, okay. Like, for instance, I'll tell you the perfect example of great content. Hearing Bryson Stott yell over to Alec Boehm, hey, Raffy, I'm setting up here, or whatever. And it's like, Raffy, why'd you call him Raffy? It's like, oh, because he looks like a giraffe. You know, that's funny. I like that content. But I disagree with how it is presented. They're busy working. When they mic up a pitcher in the All-Star game, okay, I love that. Love that. But if you're going to do that in a regular season game, what? And I can't remember a time a pitcher was mic'd up in a regular season game, but I certainly hope they don't do that. Certainly not a catcher. You know, mic up the pitch calm voice. Curveball. Nah. But I can't take, as a baseball fan, guys being mic'd up anymore. Look, the loose and sexy baby from Brandon Marsh. Like, I love the stuff that gets said. It is fun, but it's like, you're working right now. How is this not a distraction? You're concentrating on questions that we're asking you. If anything, grab them in the dugout. You want more in-game access? So here, I'm not just going to present and criticize a problem. I'm going to offer a solution. Do what they do with the coaches. They did it with JT Realmuto the other night, 2 nights ago on TBS, where he's talking about the raw power of Kyle Schwarber, and then Schwarber smacked a single up the middle, you know? Like that, like, get him in the dugout. Get him while they're not playing. That's fine. But getting them in the field, I know it's cool, but you know why it's cool? It's because you shouldn't be doing it. That's why it's cool. Like, there's a thing of like, oh, what a ball could be hit right to him. He could be setting up where players are setting up in the. You could be setting everybody up, setting everybody in the infield, like Bryson Stott was trying to do a couple of months ago with Alec Boehm, with Raffy. It's the weirdest thing to me that they do it, and I honestly, and look, what do players get $10,000 for doing it? That's not bad. But if you're going to get those if you want that access, get them while they're on the bench. Don't get them while they're actively playing the game. That's so weird to me. Anyway, Phillies are going to be back at it today. So let me know what you guys think about it. If you think it's crazy, or if you're in the exact same boat that I'm in, which is like, oh yeah, you kind of like it because it's cool, but you realize, no, shouldn't be doing this. Phillies first to 60 wins on the season. They're 60-32, back at it against the Dodgers tonight. 6:05 start time, so a little earlier. I'm looking forward to that. In bed a little early, the old man that I am. 60 win Phillies, 55 win Dodgers still. Aaron Nola will get the ball for the Phillies, and he'll be going against, is it Knack? Yeah, Knack. Landon Knack is getting the start. 1-2 on the season with a 2.86 ERA. 26-year-old right-handed pitcher getting the start. He got beat up a little bit against the Arizona Diamondbacks in his last start. 4 runs, 3 home runs he gave up in 4 1/3. Holy Stromboli. That's what he'll be bringing to the table. He's 1-2 with a 2.86 ERA. That's what he's looking at. Aaron Nola, it's been a minute since we've seen a real shutdown start, if you will, for Aaron Nola. 3 runs against the Braves in the only game the Phillies won down there in Atlanta. And then 3 runs in 6 2/3 against the Miami Marlins. And then before that, he seems to always spank the Dodgers, or excuse me, the Tigers. And he went 7 innings, 1 run against the Tigers, but it was the Tigers. I'd love to see a great Aaron Nola 7-inning 1-run, 2-run performance today. So I'll cross my fingers for that. Team USA basketball played Canada yesterday. They won. Team USA had Joel Embiid, Drew Holiday. They have LeBron James. They have Steph Curry. I forget who it was that put it out there, but it was a great tweet. I saw it. This is, I think it was rebound LeBron James, outlet to Joel Embiid, who kicked it to Devin Booker for a 3. This is exactly what George Washington was thinking in 1776 when he crossed the Delaware. I don't think it was 1776. But anyway, when he crossed the Delaware, that's what he was thinking. That's what we needed to see. God bless America. It's going to be a lot of fun. Just watch the like I said, just watch the highlights from it, but it's going to be a lot of fun. Joel Embiid did foul out in the third quarter. So that happened. Said it's going to take some getting used to get used to the international calls, I guess. But either way, I am not one to always be concerned about injuries, even with Joel Embiid. And going into the game, we knew that Kawhi Leonard had dropped out of playing with Team USA. And I was waiting to hear about some kind of injury or whatever. No, he just wants to get ready for the NBA season. Okay, it's his prerogative. But watching the highlights last night, I wasn't thinking about Joel Embiid getting hurt. And that's always going to be in the back of my mind. But even when I watch him play for the Sixers, I don't think every time he hits the ground, oh no, what is he okay? That kind of thing. I find great comfort in what I told you I find great comfort in many times, which is JJ Redick saying years ago when he was a teammate of Joel Embiid's that Joel Embiid is the most dramatic player he's ever played with. So when it comes to injury, he might give it the extra wince. He might give it the extra roll around, the extra covering of his face. And then he comes back and he's playing at an MVP level. So that always makes me feel a little bit better. I find words of comfort. I find them to be words of comfort. But watching him yesterday, I wasn't thinking about him getting injured. I was thinking about him just playing basketball and how this can really only help him. And I don't think it's going to be a matter of fatigue. Like he's played so much basketball that he's not going to have enough energy to play in the regular season. No, I think he is going to be still well rested. He's still got 3 months between the end of the Olympics and then the start of the regular season. So I think he'll be fine as far as that goes. And then the other part of it is I think it can only be a great experience for him to play with these great players. And the experience that I'll have doing it, I think it'll only make him better. And I don't mind the NBA, maybe a little bit of a recruitment trip. Maybe some of these guys want to play with Embiid one day. Here in Philadelphia, of course, not him going elsewhere. So I'm just going to take it as glorified practices and scrimmages for Joel Embiid to help stay in shape during the offseason. And also get coached by a guy like Steve Kerr. That can't hurt either. Gain that experience, friend. And, of course, stay healthy. 76ers Summer League team was back at it yesterday. I mentioned Ricky Council IV. I became a big fan of last year, and I started to really pay attention when we had Jameer Nelson on this show, and we were talking to Jameer Nelson about some of the guys from the G League coming up and playing in the NBA, and one of the guys he couldn't stop raving about was Ricky Council IV. So Ricky Council IV comes in the Summer League. Well, first off, he comes in and plays last year for the Sixers, and I know the term is cliche, and I've certainly used the hell out of it, but spark plug is definitely a phrase you could use and apply it to Ricky Council IV as a guy to come off the bench with a lot of energy and a guy that attacks the rim. And last night he was certainly a guy that was able to attack the rim against the Jazz Summer League team. So seeing that go down for him yesterday was pretty great. And he came up with 20 points last night for the Sixers in their Summer League game. And one of the things that I really enjoyed in him is that he just looks like he is having a great time. He had one dunk that was worthy of a highlight reel dunk. And then he had a second dunk shortly thereafter that was absolutely worthy of bounced it on the ground, jumped up, caught it, slammed it home. Like the guy is just having a lot of fun playing and showing off. And he should be on a level where that's exactly what he's doing in the Summer League. Because the guy is NBA ready. Now, I'm not saying he's going to be an all-star, and I'm not saying that, but he's NBA ready to be a role player on this team. And we were talking about just a week ago filling out the roster. I mean, we're talking about whether or not Paul Reed's going to be back. He's not. We're talking about, getting a center that could back up Embiid. We're talking about whether or not they can get Paul George. We're talking about all that stuff. But one of the guys that was right under our noses as a role player on this team will be, for the upcoming season, Ricky Council IV. And I am here for it, 1,000%. And watching him play with the amount of confidence he's playing with last night was just perfect. Absolutely perfect. And I want to continue to see that from him as the Summer League goes on. Wait, what am I looking at here? Yeah, that ain't it. Anyway, came out with 20 points last night for the Sixers in the loss, unfortunately. So they dropped to 1-2 in the Summer League. Before I get to the chat check, let me tell you guys about the amazing people at the Game Time app. Download the Game Time app to your phone, create an account, use promo code Farzy, and you can get up to $1,000 redeemable cash bonus at MyBookie, mybookie.ag. So download the MyBookie app, get up to $1,000 redeemable cash bonus. You bet on the world of basketball, bet on the WNBA. Caitlin Clark going off last night, unfortunately, in a fever loss. You can take advantage of all they have to offer at MyBookie, mybookie.ag. Download the app, create an account, use promo code Farzy, get up to $1,000 redeemable cash bonus. How about the Game Time app? Download the Game Time app to your phone, create an account, and get $20 off your first ticket purchase. So when you use the Game Time app, you could take the guesswork out of buying tickets. You could view your seat before you buy it, so you know exactly what you're buying. And you could also toggle on the prices there, and you could see exactly what you're going to be paying, so you don't have any sticker shock at the end where you go, wait, how do these $20 tickets all of a sudden become $25 tickets? That's a wildly inconvenient convenience fee. Not on the Game Time app. And also the Game Time guarantee. If you find tickets in the same section and same row for less money elsewhere, the Game Time app will get you back at 110% of the difference. That's right. They'll credit your Game Time account 110% of the difference. That's the Game Time guarantee right there. If you want to go to a concert, you want to go to a comedy show, but you want to save some money and just make sure you catch the headliner, they even sell tickets for an hour after the event starts on the Game Time app for mega, huge, kajunga savings on the Game Time app. So download the Game Time app to your phone, create an account, use promo code Farzy, and take advantage of all they have to offer on the Game Time app. Terms apply. How about PHL Sports Nation, Philadelphia Sports Nation, enhancing your Philadelphia sports fan experience across all social media and blogs? That's phlsportsnation.com. I saw Destiny Luargo put out there on social media the Nick Castellanos basketball jerseys with number 8 on the back. Nick Castellanos put duct tape over his own name and put Paul George. That's called synergy, people. You love it. You absolutely love it. PHL Sports Nation, Philadelphia Sports Nation, enhancing your Philadelphia sports fan experience across all social media and blogs. phlsportsnation.com. And how about finally our friends at Sky Motorcars, skymotorcars.com. Check out Brett's amazing inventory. Brett's amazing inventory at skymotorcars.com. Let's get into the chat check and see how you guys are doing on this wonderful, beautiful, it's going to rain today, unfortunately, Thursday morning. IBH, what's going on? James Alexander, we got our momentum back. IBH, when Trey Turner beat out that infield hit with a run scoring, the crowd roar was definitely playoff level response. Hells yeah. You could definitely feel it in baseball. I don't know. The moment the pitcher lets go of that ball, that fraction of a second between the ball leaving his hand and the batter gearing up, and starting his swing is just awesome. That's just that moment. And in the playoffs, in a close game, that feeling intensifies. And I don't know. I mean, in hockey, you certainly get, especially playoff hockey, you certainly get the feeling in close games that everyone in that arena is on the edge of their seat. And that's a feeling that comes through the TV. Football, it's first and goal from the 9 or whatever, and you're down 5, getting in the end zone. Oh, man, you got to get in that end zone. You're on the edge of your seat. Certainly happens in those moments. Baseball, you have a runner on third base. You got 2 outs. That moment, oh, man, that's intensified. It's those moments that you live for. And if you could get them midway through the season in baseball, that's pretty awesome. And that's exactly what the Phillies got last night. Making me eager to face the Braves in August. August 20th, you're in Atlanta again for a 3-game series. And then the end of August, you're in Philadelphia for a 4-game series that ends on September 1st against the Braves. That will be a playoff atmosphere as well. Boy, oh boy, do I look forward to that. April! Good morning, April. What's going on? Arm Zebra 80. What's up? Welcome to the party. Sean Kilrain, what's going on? Sean Gillespie, what's popping? Sean Kilrain, Phillies feel the electricity at home. They haven't lost a series at home since the first week of the season 3 months ago. Wow, yeah, they've only tied series at home. That is insane. Sean Kilrain, was nice to see Strom getting Ohtani whiffing at the plate. That was nice. Oh, look, Ohtani is the guy that, he's the best. And if you're facing the best, you want to be at your best. Like, there's no secrets. There's no sneaking up on Shohei Ohtani. There's no Shohei Ohtani sneaking up on you. So to see Strom go after him with 4 pitches and get him to whiff at the slider twice. I mean, the 2 biggest at bats for Shohei Ohtani so far is the first at bat of the first game of the series against Wheeler, where Wheeler just tied him in knots up and in, struck him out on 3 pitches. And then that game, because that set a tone for the game, for the series. And then Strom going after him in that 7th inning last night as well. That also helped set a tone. And so I'm not afraid of you. Jason, hey, what's going on? Morning, everyone. Hey, you're adopting a puppy today. That's very nice. Jason, what kind of puppy you getting, man? I love dogs. I just don't think I should own them because I can't breathe. I do love animals. Animals are great. But I have this horrible allergy. And my wife, I think I mentioned it, we had to unfortunately put down Lily a couple of months ago, my wife's cat. And both the cats are my wife's cats. And we had to put Lily down. That sucked. And that really sucks. I'd never gone through, because I never had any pets. Oh, my God, that sucks. For you, all you people that have had pets like your whole life and had to go through that your whole life, God bless you. Because no thank you. But the love of a puppy is a beautiful thing, Jason. Congratulations. So my wife really wants to get a dog. I don't think we're ever going to get a dog. Let me rephrase that. We're never getting a dog. So, Jason, I'm happy for you that you are getting a dog. Not just a dog, but a puppy. That's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Everyone's interested in the puppy. Jason, what breed? April, thank you for adopting. Shelters are so full of awesome pets looking for homes. That's true. And I think everyone should adopt. Everyone that can not have health issues like myself, you should adopt the hell out of these dogs. Go Sixers. But Farzi, the Phillies lost 2 of 3 to the Braves. Yeah, and that sucks. I'm skipping ahead. Absolutely, Farzi, right. Like Bryce was playing first base. He said, I got to focus on the hitter, and the runner basically saying, I got to go. Yes. Okay. Yeah, I don't like it. April, Nola is due for a great game. Hells yeah. T-Bro, don't you put the quarter in the machine of impressions, please. Please, more pitch com impressions, says T-Bro. Slider. I went away. Yeah. That's how the pitch com sounds. Yeah. Being mic'd up on the field is nuts, says IBH. Thank you. Go Sixers says JJ can go fly a kite. You don't agree? You don't agree? I think it's a great statement by JJ Redick saying that Joel is the most dramatic player. Because is he not? I'm not saying it as a knock. I mean, it's kind of a knock. But he's pretty damn dramatic. Like, does Joel Embiid not enjoy the show? He enjoys the show. IBH, you were right. Farzy, George Washington crossed the Delaware on Christmas 1976. That would have been awesome. Listening to Led Zeppelin. 1776. I still don't believe it. That seems too early in the Revolutionary War. Washington crossing the Delaware. It was 1776. Damn it. I would have thought it was later. Why did I think it was later? Oh, maybe because let's see. I always thought that the United States, we had Lexington and Concord, right, with the Minutemen in New England, right? All right. And they whoop some ass. Good job. They're like, here they come. Don't fire till you see the whites in their eyes, boys. Right? And then the U.S. took a bunch of L's. Oh, man. We took so many L's. And then Washington was like, all right, it's Christmas. So they're not going to be expecting anything. Let's get them. I didn't think that would happen till later. So, yeah, 1776. Go figure. Go figure. Ringing the Liberty Bell, then that winter, Washington's crossing the Delaware. Crazy. Jason A. Stratford Terrier. Very nice. From the SPCA, I'm on my way to work. When I get home, it will be there. Oh, my God, Jason, that's so exciting. That's great. Sean Kelly, saw this trade that KJ Martin sign and trade. 2026 first round pick, top 4 protected to the Brooklyn Nets for Dorian Finney-Smith. Far as you do this trade. Off the top of my head, no, just because I don't like parting with the first round pick. And the Sixers have already done a great job of adding talent. 2026 sounds like a post-Embiid era. Let me see what Smith is bringing the total. Like, I know he's a good player. How old is he? He's 31. Let's see here. Nah. No, I'm not doing that deal. 31 years old. Come off the bench for this team, probably. Yeah, no, I'm not doing that deal. I'm holding on to KJ Martin, and I'm keeping that pick. Yeah, no, I'm not doing that deal. Not doing that deal, Sean. I get why it would be enticing, but I'm not doing that deal. Arm Zebra 80, it's been a while, Farzy. What's up? Had cats for 18 years of my life. Pets are the best. Yeah, pets are cool. Pets are cool. Go Sixers. What's going on? Laughing. We're all having fun. I'm still going to the game against the Braves. 9-1-24. There you go, James Alexander. You bring him luck. Hopefully that'll be the one. That'll be the one that gets him going. Goes into September on fire after sweeping the Braves in a 4-game series. The guy can dream, can he? Let's get to the Morning Rush. Thanks, everyone in the chat. You guys are great as per usual. Let's get to the Morning Rush brought to you by Sky Motor Cars. SkyMotorcars.com. Before I even get to the game, I mentioned that Nick Castellanos fella, right? That Nick Castellanos fella, he got the back-to-back singles there with Marsh and he, right? The last night's game. We weren't able to get anything going from that. But I just want to highlight, over the last 30 days of the season, Nick Castellanos is now batting .280 with a .328 on-base percentage. And he's slugging .449. He's got 3 home runs in that span, and he's got 7 doubles. Not terrible. Over the last 2 weeks, he's batting .306 with a .370 on-base percentage, with only 1 home run. I think we can start talking about Nick Castellanos turning his entire season around. And what's really amazing to me is the game that I really did criticize. And yeah, I'll take it on the chin, sure. The game that I really criticized Rob Thompson with was the game in San Francisco that he batted Nick Castellanos cleanup. Castellanos got a hit in that game, and then he had a 3 or 4 hit night the following game. And then ever since then, he has just looked like a different player. And I've also seen, I guess, as I've seen Bryson Stott get more aggressive, I've seen Nick Castellanos actually work a couple of good at-bats. 6-pitch, 7-pitch, 8-pitch at-bats, and a 10-pitch at-bat the other day. Like, good for him. A little bit of patience in the batter's box has gone a long way with him. So I want to credit Nick Castellanos with being able to turn some things around over the last month of the season. I mean, like, wasn't that long ago that he was hitting like 190? And then he finally sprung into action, which is great to see. Also, another guy I want to focus on here is Bryson Stott. And I know overall numbers, 244 for the season. Not ideal, to say the absolute least. Just to see him get up to, in the last 2 weeks, 261 is what he's been hitting in the last 2 weeks, and around a 230 on base percentage. That's a little bit more of the Bryson Stott that we're used to seeing, at least for a season. But if he can start just having a month, maybe in July, maybe that month is, as of right now in July, is only hitting 250. But he is in desperate need of that month where he starts to turn things around for himself. And I hope that is happening in the very near future. 261 over the last week with a 320 on base percentage. And so far in the month of July, he's hitting just 250. Would love to see him start turning it around. Also at the trade deadline, Whit Merrifield, obviously, I think we can all agree, has been a huge disappointment. Last night's game, he had a lot of luck on his side. He did make, I didn't even mention it, but he made a spectacular play last night in the field. Where did I see it? Castellanos, wasn't Hernandez? Oh, I know I made a note of it. Oh, was it on Pies? It was late in the ball game. I guess I didn't highlight it as much as I thought I did in my notes, but ball hit the left field. He makes a play that I could only compare it, for the most popular comparison, to like Derek Jeter's jump throw. Only he did this in left field. He got to the ball quick. It was already, I believe, an RBI single, and he gets to it quick. Oh, come on. Oh, it's going to piss me off so much. He gets to it quick, picks it up, and in one motion, jumps, fires to second base, and they get the out. Was it Rojas that did that? 8th inning. Okay. All right. Great. All right. So Paje steps up there. He gets the double with 1 out. Alvarado's pitching. Then Rojas steps up. He hits the ball to left field. Merrifield charges, makes a great throw to second base on the money to Bryson Stott, who makes a great tag on Rojas, who already got the RBI single. It's a 4-3 ball game. And you could have had a runner on second base again with 1 out. Again, a 1-run ball game. But instead, you get the second out of the inning thanks to the great play made by Whit Merrifield and the great tag applied by Bryson Stott. So I wanted to make sure I got that in as well. Kept it a 4-3 game, and then Hoffman closed the door in the 9th inning and won the game. So that was great to see. Absolutely love seeing that. Anyway, Phillies are going to be back at it tonight. 6:05 start time. Aaron Nola gets the start. He'll go up against Landon Knack. Again, Nola now going for his 11th win of the season, which will be a team lead. Be nice to see that. And Landon Knack going for his 2nd win in his young baseball career. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. You guys are great as per usual. Jason A., congratulations on the puppy as well. I'm excited for you, man. Enjoy. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, everyone. Make sure you hit like and subscribe on the Farzy Show YouTube channel. Make sure you hit like and subscribe on the Locked On Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. Make sure you hit like and subscribe on the Jacob Media YouTube channel as well. See you guys tonight for another crossover postcast with our friend Pete Fox over in Los Angeles, and then I'll see you guys tomorrow morning as well. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. See you.